Let's talk about the big trending story over the last 24 hours, and that is Joey Swole. Have you guys heard of Joey Swole before?
I think I've seen him on Twitter or something giving very lukewarm takes in his car or something like that.
Yeah, so the whole idea, as you can see here, 5.4 million followers over on Instagram. This guy is blown up in a major way over on X. He has another 1.1 million followers. I mean, this guy is massive, right? Not just in his physical size, but also his audience. Another 502,000 subscribers over on YouTube. This guy is both big physically, as you can see here, and socially, right? Now, there was a noticeable death in the world of entertainment this past week in the form of a professional wrestler. Do you guys remember who that was, Arch?
Hulk Hogan.
That's right. The Hulkster. Oh, yeah, brother. Now, look, we've kind of said what we wanted to say about Hulk Hogan, and Joey Swole did as well. He made a video talking about how Hulk Hogan inspired him to get into weightlifting. And without Hulk Hogan, he would have, he wouldn't be as big as he is. He wouldn't have got into weightlifting, and he certainly wouldn't have been able to spread the positivity that he's been able to spread. Because Joey Swole, his content is built around the idea that he recognizes things like you see these ladies go into the gym and they're filming themselves, and some guy will kind of like casually look, and then they turn around and they go, "Are you looking at me?" And they, and then he calls them out and be like, "No, they're just, they're looking in a gym." And he just kind of calls out the nonsense, and it's done exceptionally well for him. But his message consistently has been like, do better. You need to do better. And he has this very positive, I'm never going to give up message. Now, there's a lot of irony here.
Sense a plot twist coming.
Yes, Arch, you are familiar with how I set up these stories, because Joey Swole, after praising Hulk Hogan, did a live stream and has since gone on to now apologize to this right here. Let's go and see Joey Swole's apology video here and kind of how he reacted to all this.
I owe my followers, my community, and all of social media an apology. A few days ago, I reposted an old video of me in the gym wearing a Hulk Hogan Halloween costume on the day that he passed. Last night in my live stream, a lot of people expressed how upset and frustrated they were with me that I had posted that. Instead of listening and understanding like I should have, I became defensive and said that I was posting to celebrate the wrestling icon, the person that so many of us looked up to as kids that we grew up with, that made us tear our shirts and take our vitamins and say our prayers. I didn't know to the extent of all the horrible things that he had done. Since last night, I have done a lot of research, talked to a few people, and learned all of the horrible, horrible things that man has done, which is way more than just making a mistake and being human. So because of that, I have taken the videos down, and I apologize to anybody that I offended. I am sorry. Also, during last...
So there's the first part. He's been educated.
He has been educated, and all of the good things that Hulk Hogan has done has now disappeared because somebody told him he did bad things.
That's right.
That's right. So your admiration of the man clearly wasn't all that deep. So you were wearing that T-shirt as not as a genuine expression of sympathy or like for the man or admiration. You were wearing it because it was popular, because it was the good thing to do at the time. And now it's not popular anymore. Oh, that's too bad. If only we could be fake fucking... Can't use that word on YouTube. Proceed before I say something else.
A fake, you mean Mama Muffin?
Yep. Mama Muffins.
Yes,
right.
There you go.
That's right. So yes, he was educated, and this is something that, like I said, I've dealt with this before, right? I have a personal story in a situation like this where back at my previous brand, a Game Attack, the whole George Floyd thing happened, and we did a podcast just like this where there was 4 dudes talking about the George Floyd thing, and I said, look, I'm going to keep treating people like I've always have. I'm going to treat people. I'm going to follow the idea of Martin Luther King and judge people by their character, not the content of their skin. And that was not good enough for some people, and they tried to educate me as well. And so much so that My business partner said, why don't you just apologize? Just apologize. And my response was, apologize for what? I have nothing to apologize for. And ultimately I ended up leaving that company because of that. Because what you see here is somebody who has since apologized for this. And now all of a sudden, all that good grace is going out the window, Arch. Let's go and finish to hear the rest of his apology here before we continue.
Tonight's live stream. I used the word colored instead of saying person of color, which is a very outdated, very offensive term. A few moments later, somebody educated me and told me that it wasn't okay to use that.
Once again, the word somebody educated me. Love that.
Which I immediately apologized to everyone and said I would never do that again. So once again, to anybody that I offended, I am sorry. You know, my whole page, my whole brand is based on holding people accountable and doing better. I would be a hypocrite if I didn't hold myself to the same standards. I am human, I am still growing, I am still learning, and I promise all of you, I will do better. I have nothing but love and kindness in my heart. I will continue to try to make the world a better place. And once again, to everybody, I apologize.
So
Here's the problem too, because he goes in there like, my brand. Yeah, no, that's right. You're not a human being. You are a brand. Shut up,
Yes.
brand.
Well, the response to this and his response as a brand has gone over about as well as a brick being thrown in the ocean. It is just sunk to the bottom, and people have rejected this. So this one of those things where, and we see this with American Eagle right now, where people are attacking them because of the Sydney Sweeney ad. And the best thing you can do is just be like, yeah, go F yourself. You know, I'm not going to apologize for this. And he has apologized. And he apparently is been bombarded now, not just from the one side, but now the other side, who is saying, hey, what are you doing? It's the worst idea ever. You're bending your knee to these people who they're not fans of your content to begin with. They never watched you to begin with. They've never been in a gym before. They're just complaining because they're looking for something to complain about over here. So look, I think the messaging on this guy's, like his idea of like never giving up and doing better, you know, when it comes to being in the gym and gym culture, I think it's actually very positive. But he has stepped into a landmine here, and he is facing the immense repercussions of it right here. And he sees it, and he's posted about this because he has followed up saying, after the tremendous backlash here, all the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. I truly hope all the people I've inspired do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on the message. But no matter how much good you do, people just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. You either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. Thank you for your support. I am done. Right here, alluding to quitting what he's doing and his, you know, almost 10 million followers over here. He followed up down here. This was 20 hours ago, and this is now just a few hours later. He actually had time to think about this right here. He says, a lot of people upset with me, calling me weak or a quitter or worse. They're not wrong, and I deserve it. But just so we're clear, you can walk a mile in my shoes. They've sent messages telling me they know where I live, and they know they were going to unalive me. That's fine. I can handle that. It's not my first time. Then they went after my girlfriend, my business partner, and they found my sister's number and text messaged her. That made me furious and disgusted with people. I lost it. So yeah, maybe I'm done with social media or need to take a break and get my head right. But I will say there's so many incredible people being supportive and telling me how much I've learned from them to be stronger and keep fighting. Thank you to everyone, even those giving me a kick in the ass, telling me to stop being weak and a quitter. You need to hear it once in a while. I just need to breathe right here. So
the thing here is, I don't like people like this. This is a boogie. He is a boogie. I guarantee you this is probably the worst human being you ever could conceivably imagine. He probably kills dogs. Okay?
Jesus Christ.
I was going to go worse, but I censored myself. But okay. Every single person who's like, oh, I'm just positive, happy, that's my brand. Yeah, it's their brand. It's all fake. like. I don't believe these people. They're not. This is not a principled position that he holds here. It is a popular one. Like, oh, my brand is positivity. I'm on brand. Yeah, I don't care. You're not a human being. And so you don't get any sympathy when you go, oh, but my fee-fees. I don't fucking give a shit. You're a corporation. You're a company. Fuck you. I don't believe you. Again, maybe
so
I'm being incredibly uncharitable.
How do you really feel about it, Arch?
Like, and again, I might be being incredibly uncharitable. Maybe he is actually that big of a fluffy muffin, but I fucking doubt it. Every person who has had this brand on social media has turned out to be a shitwit.
Well, for the record and for legal purposes, we do not believe that Joey Swoles kicks dogs.
Kills.
Oh, sorry, kills. Yeah, just for reference. He may, but that's all Arch's.
So I have a point to this. So this guy is kind of a shorty. He's a short king. He's like 5'6". For someone who does all these weightlifting and super duper macho, he's a shorty. And his name's Joey. Have you ever met a Joey who wasn't a dick?
Yeah, I mean, I met some Joeys that are nice dudes. But I mean, I've never met a Joey who has 5 million subscribers over on Instagram or whatever. That
he just reaps of the whole, tiny man syndrome.
Well, yes, he's what, 5'4", 5'5", right? He's tiny, and that's
5'6".
Yeah, okay, he's super tiny.
But
your theory is interesting, Blabs. The idea that all Joeys are bad.
Well, it's I've met so many douchebags named Joey, and I'm like, is this the name? Are they like, what is this?
This is a very American-Italian name, which is bad.
Extremely judgmental, Blabs, today.
Yeah. What else is new?
Well, going back to this, you can see the original tweet that he had. All the good I've done, all the people I've inspired. Well, Shad came in and delivered the exact same thing to him, just in the terms of Hulk Hogan. It says all the good Hulk Hogan did, all the people he helped, all for nothing. I truly hope all the people he inspired to do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on the message. But no matter how much good he did, people like Joey Swole wait for a reason to hate Hulk Hogan. And the very week he died and tear him down, you either die a hero or live long enough to be the villain. I hate hypocrisy, and you are completely oblivious to it. Right there, good stuff, Shad. I think that's.
He's on point, but it isn't even because he's hypocritical. It's because Joey Swole doesn't have any principles. He doesn't have any convictions. He is brand. That's why he says, oh, I wear the Hulk Hogan short because it's brand. He's popular and he's dead now, and so I must be brand represent. And then somebody critiques brand. And then he goes again, like, brand doesn't like this. Brand stands against racism. Fake fucking people. I hate these people.
Yeah, it comes off as very inauthentic when his entire brand is authenticity. And it's being pointed out by a lot of people online. You see Eric July from the Ripperverse. This is corny over here. I agree. Tech Tone, Blabs, go on to read this one in your best Tech Tone voice.
I can't do tech tone voice. I'll just do normal. Apologizing to these unreasonable retards when you did nothing wrong makes it worse for everyone else who has to deal with them in the future. Joe, I think you're a good dude, but you fucked up bending the knee this time. You need to do better.
Agreed. Smash, bringing it back to video games, says we got ourselves another Splitgate situation. Never apologize to these weirdos. How many times? Jeez, yes. Never, ever stinking apologize. And this one, this has 111,000 likes on it. This next tweet I'm going to show you right here, 111,000 likes. And this, I think, sums it up best. Imagine being bullied into apologizing about grieving someone you idolized as a kid. Like,
yeah.
And there's the thing, too. That's why I don't think he idolized him. I think that's yet again brand. This seems like a popular thing to say right now. Don't like these people.
For a guy whose brand is all about being authenticity and authentic in a situation, this comes off as not that by any means. And maybe he does kill dogs, Arch. Who knows? maybe it's just kits. I don't know. Kittens. Who knows? Hey, YouTube said you should watch this video too. Obey the overlords.